Hello and welcome to another quick win brought to you by the consortium of Hambleton, Ribblesdale and High Furlong. Now today I'm going to show you how to use rubrics within Google Classroom to provide some effective feedback. Rubrics are really important, I feel now, if you want to give feedback really effectively to your students. One thing I am using them for, especially in a primary setting, is to mark homework and to give out dojos. Dojos are behaviour points that we use within our school, and I find it works quite well, and it keeps the children engaged as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you, and I'm going to go and, well, I'm going to continue to share my screen. I'm going to stop it now, and I'm going to now share with you my Google Classroom area. So I'm just going to bring that on now. And what you will see now, hopefully, is I am going to share with you my screen, and you should now be able to see my Google Classroom homepage. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go into Google Classroom. I'm going to assign a piece of homework. I'm going to send that homework out, and I'm going to show you from the student's perspective what it actually looks like to have that work marked and sent back to you. So here you go. This is your Google Classroom area. If I click on classwork and if I create a new assignment. Now, for this tutorial, all I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse the homework that I sent out this week. Probably the best thing to do. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to reuse the post. And as you see, it's all ready to be sent out to all my students. Now, for the sake of this, I'm just going to send it out to my daughter's account so I can show you what it looks like from a student's perspective as well. I teach her, she's in year 5. So I'm going to tick off there, and then I'm going to show you the rubrics. Once this is all filled in and populated, down here you will see it says rubric, and if you click on here, you will be able to add your own feedback to give to students once they've returned work to you. So if I click in here, and as you can see, I've set up some rubrics already. I've got one for returning homework, and it says you can receive up to 4 dojos for returning your homework. So I set that up by they get all 4 points for completing homework with evidence and the reflective diary, 3 points for homework and some good evidence, 2 points, 2 dojos, should I say, for handing in their homework with little or no evidence, and then 1 point if they've handed it in but have no evidence at all. So I've already preset this in, and the beauty of it is that once I go to, if I click off this, for example, and delete that rubric, if I wish to add another rubric, I can reuse rubrics I've already made, so you don't have to reset them up again. But just to show you what it looks like to actually set them up, you have them here. Now, scoring is what it means is that you add a point selection to it, and you can make it out of a certain amount of points. So, for example, here, if I show you how I did the homework one, you could use this obviously for secondary schools if they wish to create criteria for point systems for any marks they do within their subjects. It works just the same way, but obviously I'm giving this from a primary perspective. So if I put in here homework, and this is description of it, so the points for getting for completing homework. Now, the first one is I'm going to set it up with how many points it totally can be out of. So I'm going to make it the whole 4 points. And what's this one for? This is for homework with evidence, description, completing everything as requested. And then you can add another one in here. Now, if you want, you can just simply click down here, and if you do need to delete it, you can, but just adding the next criteria in, I'm going to put 3, and then as you can see, we go along and the points get lower based on what they actually send you in. Homework, this is just very basic here, with some evidence, and then a brief description again, 2 points. Homework with little or no evidence, and then finally 1 point. It's only handed in. Okay, so there you go. You've got your point system set in place, and obviously you can change how you want these rubrics to work based on what you send out to your students. And then all you do is you click save, and that would be then added to any piece of work that you do. Now, if I just discard this because I don't need to save this, but I'm going to add the rubric back in, and I'm going to reuse the rubric that I've already done. So as you can see, it's just loading up, and once it finishes loading up, I can then set this how I want it. So this is the one I want, the last rubric that I set. I click select, and that rubric is then ready to go in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assign that workout. Click assign, and then the work has been created and it's been sent. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like on a device. You should now see I have just got this set up in my daughter's Google Classroom on my phone, and I'm mirroring this on the screen. And what will happen very shortly is she should get a notification, or I'll get a notification to say some homework has been sent. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to click on my, there you go. I have that. Oh, hang on. Let me just go to my classwork. And by clicking in here, what we should see in a minute is the work pop up. Sometimes it just takes a while for it to pull through. While we're waiting for that work to just show through, if you do have any more, if you do want any more bespoke training or any further support, then please feel free to contact us. I'm at Hambleton. We're also EdTech. You can also find us on the EdTech Consortium, the EdTech website. And if you do need any further support, please feel free to come and get in touch with us that way. So we're just waiting for this to come through because I'm doing this live now as we talk. Hopefully any second now this will sort of pop through and it will give me that information. I'm just going to check on, I think this might be the one. Oh, it's this one here at the top. So it has come through. Apologies. So as you can see here, this is the homework. It does say the 26th because it didn't change the date from when I used the work from yesterday. But anyway, this is the actual work. So let's say this is, I've been sent it. There's all the homework there in the tabs, as you can see here. And then what I'm going to do is let's pretend I've completed all my work, and all I simply do is mark it as done. And once I mark it as done, that assignment has been completed, and the work will then get sent back to me. So if I click down here, what you should notice now is that if I go to my classwork tab, what I'm going to wait for now is just go down to the homework test I created. I'm going to go into that homework, and as you can see, that homework has now been handed in. So if I click on that and I see what she has done, as you can see, she has handed a homework in, but there has been little or no evidence. So for this example, I would click on it, and here are the rubrics here. There's your 4 points, there's your 3 points, there's your 2 points, there's your 1 point. And if I go down here, I can expand that box and I can just see it a bit more clearly. So all I might choose is for this one, she did little or no homework. And you might want to put a comment as well. Make sure you, well, I don't really need to add that because I've already done the whole point of rubrics are that you don't need to add any more comments. You may wish to add a comment if you want. But as you can see as well, it also populates this. This is out of 100, and it also populates what you've got right out of all of them altogether. So you've got obviously a quarter of the points that you could have had 1 point, so it does 25 out of 100. It's quite clever how it does that. So I'm going to do that, and once that is ready to go, I would simply click return, and I return that back to said child. Now if I go back on here and I go back to it, what I will notice is that I will have a comment back, and it will tell me what I have actually been marked or graded from for my homework. So if I go into my classwork, and I click on the work I was set, what you will see there is down the bottom, I have got my 25 out of 100 there. And now I can see as well by clicking down there what I got. I can go on to the rubric there and click in it, and there you go. There's what has been sent back, what I've sent back to the student, that they got 1 dojo out of a possible of 4, that you have only had in your homework with no evidence. So obviously that can be changed based on what that child returns to you. Okay, so I'm just going to close that screen down. I'm going to stop mirroring, and I'm just going to stop presenting, and then I'm just going to quickly finish off now with a few final notes. So, what are the next steps? If you do wish for some further support, our consortium of 3 schools, we have specialist individuals who can help you with Microsoft Teams, can help you with Google Classroom, and even for any special educational needs using hardware to incorporate that within Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams. Please feel free to go to the EdTech Demonstrator Project website, fill in the form, request ourselves. I'm from Hambleton, or and then that information will come to us. Alternatively, you can contact me directly on my email, which is m.goldie@hambleton.fcat.org.uk, or on my Twitter handle, which is @GoldieTeach. Your time.